you beautiful people. It's me, Cockney Bird, and it's all about getting real. Thank you for tuning in. Here in beautiful sunny Florida. And we've had some cool weather. Make the most of it, because it's going to change, but I'll take the temperature it's at now. About another 10 degrees cooler for me, and it'll be like lovely jubbly out here, let me tell ya. So I wanted to just, introduce a little something. And it's all about lighting the shadow. It's actually all about lighting the match first. And lighting that match can be used in two different ways. One, to light up those shadows so you know what to look at. And also to light any kind of something you got going on as far as you got as a goal. But you got to get that match lit. And get yourself guided by that light. So please, please, please grab yourself a cuppa. Or a beverage of your choosing. And draw up a chair. Turn up the volume. And tune in. So, what do I mean about lighting that match, eh? And we all have our shadows. We all have our shadows. We all have those parts and pieces, parts of us that we kind of ignore. Sometimes consciously ignoring it. A lot of the time, subconsciously ignoring it. Right. But lighting the match, if you want to make a really good fire, you got to light a match first, right? The fire doesn't just start on its own. You got to light the match. And when you finally get that match lit, normally at night time, when we're all cozying up, or you're on a beach or something like that, right? And you want to make a fire, you got to light that match up and start seeing where you want to place it. And where you place that lit match is going to make a heck of a difference on how that fire starts to light and, where its future's going as far as staying lit, right? So, but you got to get that match lit, and that comes down to, when I talk about mental health and shadows and things like that, and I talk about all those things that we some of the times choose to ignore, some of the times we don't realize we are even ignoring it, programs and belief systems and things like that. But the only way we're going to see anything within our own mental health is one, to reach out to somebody and get a neutral person to help you out. I mean, that's what I love to do. And by the way, go and hit that subscribe button, on my YouTube, please, because I'm getting a bit of a following out there, and it'd be great to get more of a community together and following and joining in the old mental health PPA, the Positive Progressive Action, and the PMA, Positive Mental Attitudes out there. So please go and hit that subscribe button if you would, please. It'd be great, because you're going to get it out to those people that could really do with hearing this. So anyway, it's all about getting back to the subject. We carry a lot of shadows. We choose to ignore some of them and not bring them in because we don't even like it about ourselves. So we choose to kind of trying to push it off to the side, but it's going to keep coming biting us in the arse. You know why? Because it's not been lit. You're not putting a light on it. You got to light up the shadows. It's like my therapist said to me. She said, when you hear the stories of the kid and they keep looking at the closet and they're like, there's something in the closet and it's nighttime, it's something in the closet, it's the shadows, right? In the closet, it's darkness, yeah? And the only way you're going to find out if there really is anything in there is turn the light on, right? So lighting that flame. So how do you get to the lit flame bit? How do you light the match, eh? How do you get to that bit? And that is entirely down to each and every individual. How badly do you want it? I say to some of my guys, how badly do you want it? Does it mean everything to you? Because what happens is when something becomes becomes more of a goal in the positive, then you start to be able to move through your fears. And that comes from some of the time just having an absolute grit of wanting something so bad that the fears are there, but you might see them as not as obstacles, but as learning material, which is what I tell my guys all the time. Because if you can start pushing your mind in the direction, lighting that flame, yeah, lighting that match, looking into the shadows and starting to look at where you would like to change and start becoming aware of what is actually even going on. Because a lot of the times we don't even realize what's going on. And, you know, I had a trigger this week. I had a trigger this week. I sure did. Yep, I sure did. I had that bloody, you know.
This voice talking to me on my shoulder. Buddha, I've got you in my grip, Buddha.
Yeah, that voice. Well, I know I'm joking about a little bit, but that's what it is. It's that friggin', it's like that, right? It's like this overwhelming that, right? And what I did is I lit the match. I was going into the silent treatment thing, and the things that are there with silent treatment with me, and then lighting the match means starting to become aware first of all. Right? Sometimes we strike that match and it might light first time. You know, when you get a little bit of spark and then it kind of, oh shit, and that's all it's doing. You know, you have to hit it a few times to get the match lit. Well, you might have some of those sparks. You might have some of those that kind of, you're looking at and all of a sudden you'll light it and you're like, there it is. There it is. And I didn't have to. I chose to tune in. I'm still working on it a bit. I ain't going to lie. But I'm in a lot better spot than where I was. Because it's a matter of tuning in and realizing, telling yourself that you have done absolutely nothing. And it's looking at the shadow pieces, right? The insecurities you may have, the voices you're telling yourself, oh no, I'm not worth anything, or I'm not good enough, or I've done something wrong, or all those voices that start to bring our energy down to that rock bottom place. Once you light those things up, then you can start answering them back a little bit and looking at them, because they're the thought patterns that kind of start running away a little bit and start getting us in the spirals. So when you light a match and you start looking at it, then you start going, well, no, I ain't done anything wrong. As far as I know, I didn't say anything out of line. It's all about helping others on my channel. There is never anything that I say that to hurt anybody on purpose, ever. Unless someone's having a go at me, then we, right? And it's like, okay, game on. That's when I hear,
go ahead, Buddha, do your best. You can go for them now. They don't know what they've done.
No, I don't go there, actually. I'm joking. I'm joking. It don't go like that. But you know what I mean? It's tuning in. It's tuning in. If you're feeling that you've got some kind of emotion going on, right? The first thing is you thought of something somewhere, because you don't just have an emotion. You had a thought pattern somewhere. There's been some kind of thinking. And that's when you tune in, light the match. Light the match, and then it's like lighting the fire. So then once you light the match and you can see, then you can put the match down and light the bigger picture, light the fire, get it going, start learning about it, reaching out to someone, getting the mental health help, talking to a friend, letting a friend know what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Every single way that you can start to attack the shadow to where you can start seeing and moving and navigating through and working things out. Now you're putting a big light on that. Now you're stoking the fire now. Oi, oi. Right? And once you get that bloody fire all burning, and it's like, yeah, man, I'm starting to see, oh, okay, it's not me. Oh, okay. Oh, I am worse. Oh, shit. And then all of a sudden, this voice goes,
oh no, he's becoming stronger than me. Oh my.
And it goes away. Or it goes very quiet, because now you're getting on top of it, right? Now you're getting on top of it, because that voice is the thing that keeps on telling you all the freaking bullshit. You're worthless, and you did wrong, and you're nothing, right? It just keeps on and on and on, doesn't it? It's like a freaking ever-ready bunny, where you put the hole and it goes with the symbols, right? I hope everybody's seen them, because they won't have a clue what I'm talking about. I remember you going up in the city of London when I was a nipper, and you'd see these. Oh, by the way, sorry, nipper. Nipper is I'm using slang. Nipper is a little one. When I was little, a nipper. And when I was a nipper, we would go up into the city, and you'd see these like tables, but like near the front of the sweet shops. What am I talking about? Toy shops. And they'd have these bloody little, like they'd have symbols in it, and they had monkeys there that were hitting symbols. They had, I remember I don't know if anybody remembers these, the yapping dogs as well. They'd have them going, and it would be a mishmash of sound. But I'll tell you what, used to pull the kids in, did me, because I was fascinated. How on earth is this banging the cymbals like that and making that noise? And that sounds good. And why is that making that yappy sound? How is it making a yappy sound? Oh, to be a little one again, right? God, now you're like, oh my God, when's the mortgage due? And right, go back to being a nipper. Yeah, God, blimey, things weren't so bleeding hard. Well, I guess, I was bullied and all that, so there's a lot of shadows for me right there, right. And I've been lighting that match and lighting up those shadows and learning about what the heck that's all about. Well, my therapist sat in front of me, and I wouldn't have known this if I hadn't lit the match, because it comes down to, right, again, how badly do you want it? I knew things were changing as far as my therapist was completely different. Big shout out to Judith, love her to death. Take bullets for that woman, love her. But once I started, lighting that match and then putting it to the fire and starting to say, whoa, hold up a minute, there's quite a bit here, hang on. And then lighting that fire to the PPA, the positive progressive action, towards understanding and reasons why, and even the reasons why bullies do what they do. And I will be doing a podcast around bullying at some stage, but... this is about lighting those shadows. And the positive thing with what I was saying about in the intro there, that when you come to lighting a match is, when you get to a point where you want to go, and the passion for reaching that goal far outweighs the fears, you'll push through the fears. You'll actually probably even start seeing the so-called fears, because, fears are each individual's fear, right? Other people around can say, what are you fearing that for? Oh, they don't. And you're like, yeah, you're not me. Ha-ha. Right? So, but, you get each individual has their own individual fears. But, once you start getting into if you stop at the fears, then, pull up more back on the passion side of it and really build that passion up. Like you really want it. Even when you like do breath work or meditation and stuff, see yourself doing it. You want it so bad, you're going to do whatever you got to do to get it, right? It's what makes good musicians. It's what makes great athletes. They want to be the best that they can be. And in the event of the, in the old training event of doing the training and stuff, they go in competitions and they beat people because they have enough passion for it. But the fears and stuff and that are not there. It's like when I played rugby too. I loved the game of rugby. I liked playing it. It was a great stress reliever. It was really good camaraderie. Met a bunch of people. You get in the clubhouse afterwards. You're having some good few beers in the clubhouse with whoever we went to visit with the fella that just uppercutted you or headbutted you. I actually had that. Well, I got headbutted once, and then he came over in the clubhouse like, "Want a beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." But you know what? There is a fear with it, but you don't give in to that fear because the passion's so big, and the fear is the getting hurt bit. I've seen many injuries in that game. Like pretty damn good injuries in that game. But the whole experience of the excitement of it all and you probably don't get hurt because you don't really think about getting hurt and then you don't hesitate. So, did I get hurt? Oh, yeah, but you don't think about it because the passion for it and the love for it far outweighed, the fear parts. It's like surfers that surf these big waves. They have a knowledge of that. They know what these waves can do, right? They're not balmy. You're facing Mother Nature, and Mother Nature can say, "Hey, let me roll you around underneath the ocean for a couple of minutes, and let's see if you can take in enough breath and to be able to freaking get back up again, right?" But the fear, I mix around with surfer guys and that, and the passion they have, that probably doesn't even really, of course it enters your head. It's just like when I play rugby. It's like, yeah, it's a possibility, right? But it's getting part, and it's the same with any goal that you have. If you have, even if you want to change career, if you tell yourself, all right, I'm done. And I work with people with this as well, guys. So if you ever looking for someone to help you out and guide you, I absolutely just freaking love what I do. I honestly do. I picked up a new guy this week, and I'm really looking forward to getting started and getting them starting to get them on a path and an understanding and a way. And they've been through therapy before, and I love it when someone comes to me and says they've been through therapy before, because then it's like, okay, well, this is, yes, this is what I do, but I do things a little bit different, and then I leave it in their lap. Because if you look at the vlog that I put out on my YouTube yesterday on the silent treatment, I think and I forgot my train of thought. But anyway, don't matter. It didn't really, I don't think, I'll probably remember it in a minute and all of a sudden go, bing, oh, here you go. Because I couldn't remember why I was going to the vlog for yesterday. But anyway, so, when it comes to those goals, like I said about, when I played rugby, when it comes to surfing, if you want to change that's where I was at, right? If you want to change your career, right? If you're looking to change career or something like that, the first thing is having the intent, getting the intent. And one way of starting to get an intent of really wanting to push that energy more into the upper percentage of this is going to happen, right? Instead of the higher percentages into the negative, like I can't see this happening, right? Having that intent, if you start thinking about the pros and the cons and what it's actually doing for you, how much stress are you in, what kind of pay are you, all the different things that have factors in why we do or don't like a job, right? Even down to people we work with, or even maybe down to the thing we're actually doing, the skill of it or something. I don't know, right? Everybody has their reasons why. And when that becomes big, the fear of going forward will become smaller, because the intent and the want and the passion of wanting to get out of where you are, you'll start taking the necessary steps. And whenever I have someone come and sit in front of me and say, hey, I want to bloody, I'd like to change career, I'm like, right, now look at the one you're in as a stepping stone, because straight away you're shifting the mind away from, hey, this is permanent, stepping stone. Then you can put the mind on that PPA, the positive progressive actions, yeah, along with your PMA, the positive mental attitude. If you got to have the positive mental attitude going forward to be able to do the PPA, the positive progressive actions. But it's lighting that light. It's lighting that. You light the torch. Light the torch. And once you start to see and you light that match, now you're going to start lighting up the shadows. Now you can start seeing of where you want to go, an awareness of different things that could be done to improve, like classes or college or a skill that you want to learn. And you can do these things while you're even in your other job, right? Because I tell you what, when that becomes a passion, you find the time, even if it's like 5-10 minutes, right, of study work or something, make it happen, because you want it bad enough to get out of there. Boxers don't go down lightly, right? Boxers will get knocked down. They'll be like, come back. What did they do? Lit the shadows, lit the flame. They went in there, learnt their lessons. I mean, but then start lighting the flame of what went wrong. Maybe they, had something that happened the night before, because they say, oh, don't go out and all that, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a boxer by any means, but... I'm just talking about a sport. I just pulled that one out my arse because I happen to like about boxing. So I pulled that one out my arse. All right, I'm not picking on anything, but any kind of sports like the surfing thing, it's lighting the flame, and then lighting it, looking at the fears, and then moving forward. Because as soon as you know where to put that match, you'll grow, because now you've got the passion. Now you want it to happen. So remember, when there's trauma, there's shadows, and it's a good choice to go in there and light that flame and have a look. And if you have those goals, you got to light that flame to have a look to see where you need to be going. And once that passion becomes stronger than the fear, you'll move forward. Thank you to all my loyal guys out there. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And tell you, I want to see you all walking around with those matches. Oi, oi, right, oi, oi. Get that PMA going. We don't have time in our minds if you want to go forward. Not for the negatives. You got to light that match and light the shadows and have a look, see what they are. Because then how do you know what to do? Thank you again for listening. Go and hit that subscribe button if you would, please. I do have a certification in counselling. I love what I do. And you can get a hold of me down on my link tree. If you go and click that, you can get across all my platforms. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your weekend or whatever's going on. You may be at the beginning of the week listening to this. Have a great day. Loving each and every one of you. Stay that course. Namaste.